Hi everyone. A lot of people have been asking me what mods I use in the comments on my previous videos, or if I could upload my entire mod list. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to go over some of my favorite mods for Fallout New Vegas that I'm currently using. I know there are thousands of mods out there and tons of videos covering them on YouTube, so I'm going to try to make my list unique and hopefully show you all some mods that you might not have seen before. I'll have all the links in the description below, so just check there if you want to download any of them. So, these are my top 10 mods for Fallout New Vegas in 2022. I wanted to start off with a classic, and that's the Pipboy 2500. I know a lot of people probably already know about this mod because it's pretty popular, but I think it looks really nice, and it turns your Pipboy into the old school style as the Pipboy 2000 from Fallout 1 and 2. Plus, it removes the Pipboy from your wrist, which some people might find annoying because it can mesh and collide with certain armors. This mod is also a requirement for another mod that I'm going to mention later on in the video, so it's definitely worth getting if you like how it looks. Next up is Just Vanilla Sprint, which is exactly what the name would suggest. It's a mod that adds a much needed sprinting mechanic to Fallout New Vegas, and it uses your action points similar to how it does in Fallout 4, so you can't just sprint forever. So no longer do you have to walk around the entire map at a snail's pace.
I don't think you have any idea how fast I really am.
I know there are a lot of sprint mods, including ones that are part of larger packages like Project Nevada, but I think this one just has the most fluid animations and looks the nicest. Plus you can have your weapons out when you run and it looks really clean. Overall, just a very nice and simple mod that works perfectly. At number 8 is one of my favorites, and that's the Revelation Interface mod. Similar to the Pipboy 2500, this turns your interface into the classic design from Fallout 1 and 2. It will affect the dialog box, the barter window with merchants, and the interface you see when you loot anything. I especially like that it expands the dialog box, and you can see all your options to pick from when talking to someone, versus needing to scroll down in the traditional Fallout New Vegas interface. Overall, I much prefer the design of this compared to what comes in the vanilla game. There are a lot of subtle details that make it look really nice, such as the nameplates when you're talking to NPCs, and the overall robotic and metallic design that makes it look futuristic and cool. At number 7, I have a combination of two mods, which is Uncut Wasteland and Outside Bets. These mods restore a bunch of cut content that never made it into the final version of Fallout New Vegas, or maybe patched out of the game after it was released. There is a massive list of what's included in both of these mods, such as missing NPCs, extra environmental details, etc. So I couldn't really film anything specifically for this because it's all small details. However, when you add up what both of them do, it will make the game world feel much more alive and interactive, and I think this is a must-have if you're starting a new playthrough because you'll notice a lot of nice details that you previously missed out on if you didn't have this mod installed. Up next is another combo mod, and that's the Weapon Retexture Project, or WRP, and the Weapon Mesh Improvement mod. The main selling point here is WRP because it adds new HD textures to a ton of weapons in Fallout New Vegas, but the Weapon Mesh Improvement mod is a requirement for WRP, so I'm including it here as well. You can see there's a huge list of weapons that are affected by this, but I'll just show you some of my favorites in game, such as Medicine Stick, the Marksman Carbine, or the Automatic Rifle. Personally, the Automatic Rifle is my favorite because I just think it looks so crisp and nice. This will make the guns look much more modern and impressive compared to the original textures that came in the game, plus it pairs very well with the next mod on this list. So I have another combination of mods, except this time it's 3 different mods, which are Dedicated Weapon Animations, Knvse, and Lstewieals tweaks. So the Dedicated Weapon Animation mod adds new reloading animations to a huge list of weapons, making them feel like more modern games. However, it requires both Knvse and Lstewieals tweaks to work. Knvse is a newer mod that gave people the ability to create custom weapon animations instead of reusing the ones that came stock in Fallout New Vegas code. So on its own, it doesn't necessarily add anything to your game, but it gives you the ability to download new and improved weapon animations that were previously not possible to create. So the Dedicated Weapon Animation mod is one of the best in my opinion, but you can check out the huge list of other animations that were made thanks to Knvse over at Knvse Mods and download any of the ones you like. If you combine this with the Weapon Retexture project, it'll make all your weapons feel more polished and fun to use, like a more modern game. At number 4, I have Dragbody's Faction Overhaul mods. Dragbody is famous for making a lot of high quality mods for Fallout New Vegas, but you have to access them at Gun Network instead of Nexus mods, so you'll have to make an account there if you want to download these, but I think it's worth it because I have a few more Dragbody mods on the list, and they're some of the best you can get. He has overhauls for all the major factions in Fallout New Vegas, such as the NCR, Legion, Boomers, Great Khans, Brotherhood of Steel, etc., but I'm just going to show the NCR and Legion in this video. I think he does an excellent job of making these factions look much cooler and more organized, while still matching the theme of Fallout New Vegas very well. It doesn't make these factions look out of place or like they're from a different game, especially the Legion overhaul, and I think that one's my favorite. It makes the Legion look much more menacing and brutal to fit their savage tribe and slave culture. I have some clips of both factions here, so you guys can see how it changes and updates them. Now to get into the best of the best, the top 3. To start it off, we have another Dragbody mod, and that's his NPC Overhaul. Very similar to his Faction Overhaul mods, this will modify the appearance of many well-known NPCs all throughout the Mojave to have modern textures and designs. It includes many of our favorite characters like Doc Mitchell, Sunny Smiles, and even followers like Arcade or Veronica. They're actually made from assets from other games, so for example Doc Mitchell is solely from Uncharted. He might seem familiar if you've played that game. And that's part of the reason why he has to have them listed on Gun Network instead of Nexus mods. I think most of the designs for the characters are pretty fitting, but I could see how some people might not like them. Regardless, they do look amazing and will definitely spice up a new playthrough if you decide to get them. For the runner-up spot, I have my final Dragbody mod, and it's the Fallout 4 Power Armor. This makes Power Armor in Fallout New Vegas look and feel like Power Armor from Fallout 4. Now, you can't enter and exit it like you can in Fallout 4, but the appearance and feel of it when you're wearing it is pretty spot on. I think it makes them look amazing and you definitely feel more powerful. It also changes the stats of them to provide higher strength bonus, more carry weight, and higher rad resistance, which is fitting to what Power Armor would likely do in real life. Now, I did mention earlier that the Pipboy 2500 would be a requirement for another mod on this list, and that would be this one. You don't necessarily have to use the Pipboy 2500 mod. You just need to use a mod that removes the Pipboy from your wrist and gives you a different interface, because if you keep the traditional Pipboy, it's going to collide with this armor and make it look all messed up. And finally, at number 1, my favorite mod for Fallout New Vegas is the Underground Hideout. This gives the player a personal base they can use as a home, but it just has so many quality of life features, it's absolutely amazing. I could honestly make a whole video about just this one mod. It has dedicated storage areas for weapons, armor, ammo, etc. You can store all your chems and medical supplies, and check out this sick fish tank. I mean, come on. There's an auto dock you can use to heal yourself and fix damaged limbs. There's a water purification system, and you have your own garden to plant seeds and vegetables. There are companion quarters, so you could store all your companions here if you wanted to, and there's a really nice armory where you can mount all your weapons for display, and it also has an ammunition sorting service. It also has a whole reactor room that you can supply with isotopes to keep the base running if you want to make it more realistic. If you use more lights or more power demanding things, then the reactor will drain faster. There's so many other things I didn't even show in this video, like an ammo ordering service, a trash incinerator, etc. I highly recommend to download this mod and use it in every playthrough because it's just so nice. Especially if you're on hardcore, you can get your own purified water, plant your own food, heal your limbs. It's just a really amazing mod all around, and you can tell the creator put a lot of effort to put this all together. So that's my list of my top 10 favorite mods for Fallout New Vegas in 2022. I think if you combine all of these together, it's going to make the game very fun and refreshing, especially if you haven't played Fallout New Vegas in a while. You could start a new playthrough and fall in love with the game again. I hope I was able to show you all some mods that maybe you haven't seen before, and I'm curious to know what you thought of my list in the comments below and what your guys' favorite mods are. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, if you could please like and subscribe, that would be great, and I hope you all have a nice day.